Hey, welcome back to another episode of Addicted to Gear. Today we're going to be talking about this really cool product called Obsidian Wire. This is from a company all the way in New Zealand, and they're making a great solution for this problem. Now, the problem is not necessarily the guitar. This is a Gibson Les Paul, and you can see that I have the strings off of it, and I've put some tape on the bridge here just to hold it in place. Why? Because I'm going to be doing some major surgery to this guitar because it's been giving me a freaking headache ever since I bought it, okay? I love Gibson guitars. I think they're great, but I have to say I can't stand the circuit boards that they're putting into these things these days. It's just so frustrating, and I'm sure a lot of you have already experienced the same kind of frustrations I have. Now, if you haven't already experienced the frustrations, let me just give you a quick rundown before we talk about this cool product. Gibson has been putting PC boards in their guitars for quite a few years now, a number of years. And the reason for that is because they're giving you options for push-pull right now, right? So you have push-pull pots here, you have switching, you can split the coils, you can go straight out and bypass the entire electronics on the board, which is really good. I like that a lot. And I'm not a purist in the sense that I think, hand-wired guitars are bad. I have nothing against hand-wired guitars. But if you're going to be implementing some kind of new system, such as a circuit board, make it easy for people to use. And that is where Gibson has failed miserably, in my opinion. And the reason for that is because if you buy a Gibson guitar and you don't change out the pickups, you like the stock pickups in the guitar, there's no problem. You won't have any issues with the way that they're putting together their guitars, right? Because they're doing it to make things easier for them on the production line. They want to put these guitars together quicker. Less man hours means more profit. Okay, I understand that. But now if you're buying this guitar and like me, you want to switch out the pickups for something else, all of a sudden you run into issues. And here are the issues. Number one, the PC board that they put in here is made in such a way that the pickups have to have a special clip on them, a little connector, okay, on the end of where the wires would normally be soldered to the pots. So you clip these little, they're called Molex connectors, by the way. You can clip these into the board, which seems straightforward enough, until you want to change a pickup that is not made by Gibson and put it into this guitar. That's when the nightmares begin. And I've been living this nightmare the last little while. So I've realized that if I'm trying to put in a 2-wire pickup into this thing, the Molex connectors that are on the board are not compatible with the 2 pins because Gibson uses a 4-wire connector normally on this PC board. So you're kind of stuck using 4-wire pickups. Now, if I already have a pickup here that is a sort of a vintage style 2-wire or 1-wire and a braided mesh configuration, I can't put that in. Now, here's the thing. So I decided I was going to change the pickup. It came originally with a high output pickup and I wanted to go with a more classic pickup. So I wanted to put in a 2-wire pickup. So I discovered I can't put a 2-wire pickup in here because of those connectors. So I said, great, no problem. I'll cut my losses. I had a 4-wire pickup that I wanted to put in here. So then I realized I needed to get those Molex connectors. So I looked online and found a place that sells the Molex connectors. No problem. They're relatively inexpensive. The problem is you have to buy the connectors with a crimping tool because you can't do this by hand. The crimping tool itself is about $150. Then when you buy a Molex connector, whether you buy just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, the shipping cost is $25 or $26 if I want to buy one of those connectors for the pickup that I need to put in here. So that's no good, right? So I decided to call Gibson and I said, look, I have a pickup. I want to put it into your guitar. I don't have a connector. Can I buy a connector from you? You know what the guy told me? And I was flabbergasted and I was ready to like let him have it, but I realized, you know, it's not his call. But he told me they don't sell the little connectors. I have to buy them elsewhere. Okay. So I said, well, what if I, you know, can't get the connectors? What do I do? You have to buy a whole new pickup. So if I have to buy a whole new Gibson pickup, you know, like a classic 57, it's going to cost me like $200 just because of the stupid like 2-cent connector that needs to be plugged into this board that's in here. So why, oh why, Gibson, would you not have designed the same kind of board with the connector on the board able to take in a regular wire and clip just the wire to the connector that's already soldered on your board? That would be the best and easiest solution. But they didn't do that. And what's worse is that throughout the years, they've changed the type of connectors that they're using. So one model might have one type of little connector, while a year or two later, it might be a different type of connector. So they're forcing you to buy Gibson pickups with those specific connectors if you have this kind of PC board in there, right? That's crazy. That's just ludicrous to me. The PC board itself, if you just want to buy or replace that PC board, is about $300, maybe even more than $300. So what a lot of people do is they bite their tongue in frustration and they decide to gut the entire thing. Take out the PC board, throw it in the garbage, throw it in the trash, and go back to regular pots and regular wire and solder them back in just like they used to do. So if you have to go to all that trouble, what is the point of this very expensive high-tech PC board solution that doesn't actually work because it's not very user-friendly? So that is what I'm bitching about here today, guys. You know, Gibson is making guitars, has been making guitars for a heck of a long time. They know what they're doing, but it seems to me that they don't have the best interests of their customers in mind when they make these decisions. Okay, so enough about Gibson. Now, so this whole situation has caused me so much anguish that I went out on the internet and I did a little research and I tried to find a company that made a solution for this common problem that Gibson has like thrown in her lap, so I can actually change out this PC board, put in another PC board that doesn't have the same kind of issues. Now, there are some pros and cons to some solutions out there. So the Obsidian Wire kit that I'm getting here, this kit is what they call an LP50 kit. What that means, it's designed to be 50s style wiring for a Les Paul guitar. Very simple. If you guys don't know what 50s wiring is, as opposed to 60s wiring, just look it up on the internet. I don't want to go into too much technical information, but it's pretty straightforward wiring, okay? So let's have a look at this product here and see the difference between how Gibson designs their stuff and how this relatively simple solution does it. All right, so here is the box. Obsidian Wire is the company. You can check them out online. Like I mentioned, this company is located in New Zealand, so ordering the thing is relatively easy to do. It takes a little bit of time to get to you if you're in Canada or the United States. But let's open up this product and see exactly what this thing is. So basically in the box, you're getting a PC board that is not very different than what you get in your Gibson Les Paul, but there are major differences. So let me just pull this out so I can show it to you, okay? I'll just pull it out of the containing box. So as you can see, this is a PC board So what's holding all the pots in place here is a PC board. So that circuit, I don't know if you can see it here. You can see the traces and stuff here. Those traces are basically replacing the wire. So the way you would normally wire up the pots is actually done for you right there on the PC board. The pots that are on here are CTS long shaft pots, and you can see that they have the little resistors here in between the pots, like you normally would have. And this is the genius part of this system here. This little thing right here, okay? This little thing is a very easy to use attachment point for your wires. So you don't need screwdrivers, you don't need any kind of soldering or anything like that. All you do is press in one of these little clips, put in your wire and let go, and you're basically clipping your wire so that it's firmly held in place and it won't go anywhere. And that's all you need to do, guys. No special, no special connectors at the end of the wire or anything like that. You can use 2-wire connectors, 4-wire connectors here. And if you have a braided pickup, it's not a big deal. There's a lot of people that are worried that they won't be able to fit a braid in there. That's not true. All you have to do is just take a little piece of wire, just tack solder a little piece of wire there and slip it in there and you're done. Nice and neat, clean. There's nothing to worry about. If you're switching out pickups like I am on a regular basis, you're not going to ruin your pots, because after a while, heating and cooling your pots over and over again are going to ruin them. You're going to start hearing that scratchy sound and they're going to fail because they're not supposed to be exposed to so much heat. So this keeps everything really clean, and I can swap pickups in no time at all. It'll take me longer to remove the strings on my guitar than to actually put in a new pickup with this thing. What I also really like about it is that everything on the board can be removed. So if a pot fails, you can actually just just heat up the little connectors, take out the pot and put in a new one. If you don't like the value of the resistors, or you want to put something special in there like orange drops or bumblebee caps or whatever you want to put, you can actually just change them out very easily. So it's, you can modify this thing if you really want to, but I don't want to do that. I just want to use it as is. And the spacing on this is actually made for a Gibson Les Paul. Now, if you're using a import model guitar, you might have issues because the shafts might not be the same diameter. So you want to check that. You might have to modify the holes on your guitar. But overall, this solution is so simple and so easy to do. I don't understand why Gibson doesn't do something like this. This is like genius. And the beauty of it is these guys have the same type of systems for Telecasters, Stratocasters, Les Pauls. They also have push-pull pots. If you want to use split coil, you could do that as well. I just want a straight 50s wiring because I already have a Gibson Les Paul that uses the push-pull pots, and I'm happy with that one. And I just wanted to go to straight 50s wiring on the other one, keep things really, really simple. And the beauty of this kit, guys, and I'll just show you what else comes with it, is that they also include the input connector here, so you can actually plug in your guitar. So you have 2 little wires that you clip into this system here, and you're done. And then they also give you the 3-way toggle switch. So you can just remove the one you have in your guitar, take this one, plug it in, and you're ready to go. It also comes with a little bag here, and the bag just has little washers and a little pick, just as a little souvenir. But you have all the washers and picks that you might want to use depending on how you want to connect your guitar. That's really cool. And then the most important part of this whole thing, of course, is the instruction manual to be able to tell you how and where to connect your wires. And that's the only tricky part of this thing, is that you have to know which position your wires need to be. So they've included a handy little guidebook, and in this guidebook here they have the general information, and then they have nice little diagrams here that really easily display where everything needs to go. So for example here, this is for Stratocaster, so we're not actually wiring up a Stratocaster. Since we're talking about a Les Paul, let me go to the Les Paul section here. They have 2 conductor diagrams and 4 conductor diagrams. So what I'm doing here is Les Paul 2 conductor pickups right here. And so this is the page that I need to pay attention to, and basically it just tells you the sequence of numbers between 1 and 12 for the slots that you have to put in your wires. And then it just tells you, okay, hot is going to be number 1 for the neck, empty is going to be number 2, and empty is going to be number 3. So you're basically just connecting 2 wires from your pickup and your ground wire to that, and you're done. No soldering, and Bob's your uncle. You're playing in no time. So for me, guys, like I haven't already installed it, so I'm gonna take some time now to install this thing in my guitar, and I want to just see how easy it is to install. And I'll come back with another video to give you maybe a little bit more information on how the install went. But I can already feel my throbbing headache going away just because of so much frustrations that I was feeling with the way Gibson is doing things. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to take the guts out of my Les Paul. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag. I'll keep it just in case I decide to sell the guitar eventually, and maybe the next owner would like to have the guitar in its original condition. That's fine, I'll keep it. But I'm telling you, if this works, this is probably not coming out of the guitar moving forward, because I want to test some really cool pickups for you guys that I received, and I'm just dying to do that, and I can't do it before I actually install this. So that's it for now, guys. I just wanted this to be a little short video talking about this really cool product. Check them out online. Go to their website. I'll put the information on this company in my notes below, so you guys can actually go and take a look at all their cool solutions. Obsidian Wire is the name of the company. Look, guys, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm already pretty excited. I'm pretty confident that this is going to work. So check them out. Thank you for joining me for this really quick video. I appreciate it. There'll be more great videos coming your way, especially since NAMM is here and there's so many great products to talk about. So please stay tuned. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out, and it's easy to do. Just click the little subscribe button or click the little bell if you're already subscribed, so that you'll be notified whenever I post some other great videos like this. So see you soon, guys. Stay tuned and keep rocking.